Hello. Hey, thanks for joining this, either watching this on a Facebook Live or in a podcast listening. Today, I'm interviewing Dr. Laura. You might see her in her YouTube channel. Dr. Laura? Is it Dr. Laura?
Dr. Laura Ricci. Yep.
Dr. Laura Ricci and her YouTube channel. And she's been using oils for 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah, since 2014. Kind of crazy.
Kind of crazy, both in the healthcare space, and has had major success and helping people support their bodies and loving them for our emotions and everything else they do. And she's going to share with us a little bit of her stories and maybe some protocols that she found helpful for her own self or other people. And if you have questions or concerns and you want to reach out to her, those will be in the show notes if you would like to. And any questions regarding this, you can also email me and I can always forward it to her. So thanks for being on the podcast and the YouTube channel.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. So it sounds like, we both have, we've both been in healthcare for a long time, and we both wanted to be able to help people and take care of our own health. And we've both been able to have major success with using natural remedies, including a healthy lifestyle with diet and then incorporating these amazing essential oils in our lives. And so tell me a little bit how you got introduced to oils.
Yeah, I would consider myself a wounded healer, as I think a lot of us do. And I think that's one of the most amazing things about doTERRA is a lot of us come to the world of essential oils and natural remedies because we've had a lot of hard knocks in life.
Mm-hmm.
And from our own personal journey and experience. So I was actually diagnosed with an extremely rare sarcoma called a desmoid tumor in 2011. And I was working as a full-time physical therapist at the time. And as a healthcare professional, I was now a patient, and it's much different when you become a patient, and took on a different perspective, had some major surgeries related to removing the tumor, and really wanted to look at what I could do to support my health and my wellness, and went to MD Anderson Cancer Center and was told, hey, there's a 50% recurrence rate. I asked, can I change my diet? What about these things? And was basically told, nope, just eat the standard American diet. And I thought 50% recurrence rate, that's like flipping a coin. And there has to be another option, another way. So I found my own health coach, started changing my diet, started looking at lifestyle, started noticing that a lot of things in my life improve, having acne on my face and irregular cycles and constipation and all of these things. And it was actually my sweet friend, Susan, who's a registered nurse, who was teaching a class about oils. And I think pain is a very motivating factor. And I was open and went to her class and started to learn. And I was super skeptical. I didn't even think that the oils might even work, but I also thought, you know what, I'm at the end of my rope here and let me just try it. And I could cross it off my list. And I started with 2 oils and went home and started using them, and they worked. And then I thought, well, this is placebo. But I started noticing that I was getting consistent results every time I was using the oils. And it fascinated me. And then I get on PubMed and lo and behold, find all of this research on essential oils and thought, this is fascinating to me that diet and lifestyle and these natural remedies made such a difference. And I started diving in and learning more, and then actually taking a 1-year certification in health and wellness and functional nutrition and opening my own virtual health coaching practice. And it organically came in where I would have a client who was struggling with sleep and was looking for something natural, and I could recommend an essential oil to try, and they were having great success. So I was one of those people that never thought that I would do the business of doTERRA, but people started noticing and it organically started happening. And it's grown now to where I still do my virtual health coaching practice, but I just take a very small number of private health coaching clients. Mm-hmm. And the majority of my business I actually do as an essential oil educator and do that full time.
That is so cool. It's the wave of just how we can help, each other. I'm in I'm going right now through the certification for my aromatherapy certification, just so I have it done, the advanced aromatherapy certification. And it's like a lot more science than I even thought it would be in plant science. And it's fascinating. And like you said, there's so much data and so much research. And I think there is a huge shift in healthcare right now in the US, even outside the US, that people are going, I just don't want to take a pill for my issue. I don't want to band even my emotional issues. It's funny because I just finished reading a book recently, and I hope to have him on my podcast. And as a paleocardiologist, and he has a whole chapter on One Nation over Prozac. And it's funny when you look at the data, there's medications like Prozac that are fine for a short term, but people shouldn't be on them for a long term that people are, and aren't addressing maybe some of the other things they could be helping with their emotions and stuff. So it's it's an interesting, and it's a great concept in getting and looking outside the box and looking at going back to nature where it used to be, where we can support our health and our emotions. Trying to say that,
Mm.
so don't get in trouble with any compliance.
I love that. Yeah, I find it's about going back to nature. Like you said, it's about going back to the basics. And people are waking up to that, and they're more responsive of, I believe more people want to take control of their health and wellness. They don't want to put that control in somebody else's hands. And they actually want to address the underlying root cause versus putting a band-aid on things. So I love that more and more people are becoming the CEO of their health and wellness, and they're inspired to do the things, do the daily actions that we know add up consistently over time to change your life.
I agree, and that's why I think working with a health coach is so important. I just watched the documentary Flame Me, where she was full of inflammation, and how she went from a regular doctor, all those meds, to seeing functional medicine practitioners, and what functional medicine practitioners are doing these days. So, and then how diet plays such a huge key in that. I mean, it is actually the foundation of your health is your diet. And if you are eating the standard American diet, it's almost like, I swear, an 80% chance of a major chronic health condition is coming your way.
Yeah,
That,
digestion is really the cornerstone of our health and wellness, and immune system, so much of that. So if people are struggling with different challenges, we always need to take a look at the digestion, take a look at the gut.
yep, absolutely. And it can take, what I read about the gut, it can take up to, it depends on the person to really heal the gut. It can take many months sometimes with certain people. If you're really functioning, healing your gut, it can take quite a few months. And so that's super cool. As in some of your best protocols and a daily practice thing for self-care, what are your best things that you do besides, simple drinking a lot of water? But what are some of your daily habits?
I think sleep is really, really, really important. And it's something that a lot of people struggle with. But I know for myself, I feel best with 8 to 9 hours of sleep. And especially my clients that are dealing with an adrenal insufficiency issue, they're having issues with their cortisol. Sleep is a really important thing. So I love to focus on things that we can do in the evening to help to calm that, diffusing some oils, whether that's serenity or lavender or wild orange or cedarwood or whatever calming oil that you have, and getting that going about an hour before bed. Also, I like the serenity soft gels, so I will take 3 of those. That's my magic number, and 2 copaiba soft gels to really help support me. I do that about 30 minutes before bed, and put an essential oil on the bottoms of the feet, whether that's, I'm loving the new adaptive blend. I think that's really incredible. And you can even take 1 adaptive capsule before bed. I think it works even better with copaiba personally. And trying that, you could use the adaptive oil or serenity or a combination. One of my friends recently shared that she's loving adaptive with the balance oil.
Mm,
And I lately am loving adding copaiba to any of the blends.
mm.
I think it's just a really beautiful oil that actually even increases the absorption of other essential oils. So it can help to make it even more effective in the body. And focus on sleep, because for me, if my sleep is off, it affects the entire day. So
Mm.
I like to start that conversation there with really honoring and optimizing sleep, because I feel like it's such a cornerstone. And even one night of poor sleep can make you more insulin resistant the following day.
Mhm.
And working with private health coaching clients, just helping them to optimize their sleep and sleep better can help with a lot of different things that they may have going on. So that's my cornerstone. That's where I really like to focus. I love balance in the morning, putting balance essential oil on the bottoms of your feet. Again, I love to add copaiba to anything. I feel like that can just enhance it, and frankincense too. Add frankincense and copaiba to whatever that you're using. And I do a drop of frankincense and copaiba under the tongue morning and night. That's a really great way to get your day going. I love to diffuse citrus oils, especially in the morning. Gets me up, gets me going. Citrus bliss and spearmint is one of my favorite diffuser combos. It smells incredible. It's very energizing, and you can even put a little bit on the back of your neck or on the bottoms of your feet to get you up and moving. And then definitely putting a citrus oil in water and drinking lots and lots of water. Thai and limonene, it can really help with supporting your digestive system. Really great for, and high in antioxidants, which is a nice thing as we move into fall and winter time. So whether that's grapefruit or tangerine or wild orange or whatever favorite citrus oil, put that in and get that going in the morning. It's a great way to start priming your body for the day. And then for me, movement is really important. That's a daily habit and routine. I work out with a personal trainer twice a week. I do a Pilates class once a week, or walking or yoga or something that feels good. I love to dance. If people follow me over on Instagram, we do a Move It Monday. My husband and I, where we're dancing, we love to have fun. And I think exercise should be fun. I don't think that that's a way to punish your body. I think it's a way to actually move and honor your body for what you're able to do. So I like to add a little bit of peppermint to the back of my neck before exercise, or breathe, or frankincense, something to kind of get me going, or deep blue rub. If you remember to put that on before you work out, you're going to have a much better workout experience. And before and after, to help with those sore muscles, is a really incredible one. Nourishing your body with whole foods, again, as you said so beautifully, nutrition really is the cornerstone of our health, and looking at digestion. And I love to cook with my essential oils. I'll add things in as I'm making things, play with your oils in the kitchen. It's a really fun way, especially with maybe you're roasting vegetables or doing soups. You can make them really flavorful and also get the benefits from those. So that's a great one too to have on hand. And I like to end my day with a bath. So some type of Epsom salt bath. And I'll probably do that maybe about 3 times a week or more if I can sneak it in there. But you could put a little bit of deep blue and frankincense, or balance, or the adaptive blender, whatever your gravity towards. That's a really nice way for self-care and honoring yourself there. And using your oils throughout the day, I'll recommend that people put them where they can see them. So for example, my citrus oils are in the kitchen by where I'm filling up my water bottles. My calming oils are in the bedroom, right when I have them. So it's a cue. My frankincense and copaiba is by my toothbrush, so that I notice those throughout the day. And I'm taking those, plus the supplements. I didn't mention that, but Lifelong Vitality Pack and my supplements, doing that with breakfast and lunch. And I have them out in my little organizer on the counter so that I see them, and it's a cue, it's a trigger for me of, oh, we're shifting into this next step, and we're going to be building in these habits on top of the habits that we've already established there.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a fall tip for, as it goes into fall here. Actually, I'm going to cook something today, but I make a roasted vegetables, and I chop up, if you're eating sweet potatoes, if you're eating those, but you can do cauliflower, you could do zucchini, you can do your squashes, chop them up. And then coconut oil is the best, but add it to the coconut oil first, 1 drop of thyme and 1 drop of rosemary. And then you can do the garlic with it, and then put that on your vegetables and in the oven and roast them. And they're fabulous. I did that for an event last year, and my mom was like, "What did you do? That was so good." And so, yes, they're great in the kitchen, and super great that you don't have to go buy the fresh rosemary unless you're growing it, or thyme. You have the oils. You can use them in the kitchen like that. If you're using doTERRA's, then you can cook with them, and they're good for you, and they're flavorful. And we do roasted nuts also, and the roasted nuts. You could do with those two spices, or you can do a sweeter, and you can do a savory one with On Guard, and then add a little stevia so it's sweet, and maybe a little maple syrup, and then put it in the oven. But get your raw nuts, and the same thing. That's food tips. You just made me think of food, and I use them in the kitchen so much that we have oils in the kitchen that have to stay in the kitchen, and then oils in the bathroom that stay in the bathroom, like you said. Oils in the bedroom, my Serenity and Lavender, of course, um, and then ones that I carry around with me all the time. So I have multiple, sometimes of the same exact oil, in 3 different areas, depending on. And so, what is your favorite oil right now?
Adaptive. I am obsessed with this new blend. I love it, whether it's diffusing it or topical use. I've really been gravitating towards this oil. I've been keeping it on hand.
I think it'd make a really good roller ball with balance, maybe 2 together. Um,
Yeah, I have a roller that I just put together last night, a balance, an adaptive, and copaiba. And
ooh.
it's a really nice blend.
And so I think it would be a really great one for supporting our emotions and ups and downs throughout the day of stress of life. Um, I will look into that. I like the adaptive. I like the smell of it. I've put it on the roller, and I've kept it with me, and it's calming. And I think that you're making your own little thing with copaiba and balance is a great idea. You know, the oils have this synergy effect, so sometimes they work really well with other oils. So that's the really cool part about that. Um, and so getting ready for fall, are you doing anything else special?
As we transition into the seasons, I will tend to start diffusing more on guard, especially in the afternoon, of just having that on hand, or on guard and tea tree oil and using that. Even doing maybe on guard plus soft gels just when I'm feeling it, or in times of stress or in times of travel, to just support my immune system a little bit more. I love the whole on guard line. I feel like it really shines with that. Or even, I really love Manuka and Rose. I feel like those are 2 powerhouse oils for immune support. And Arbor Vitae. I like Arbor Vitae too. So I'll put those on the bottoms of my feet sometimes before bed to just give myself a little bit of a boost there. Of course, increasing vitamin C, increasing your vitamin D, when we're eating nice whole foods and looking at our diet, increasing hydration. But also, it's interesting as we transition, as it starts to get darker earlier, it gets cold, it's prime adrenal healing season. So this is a really good time to start to go inward more, start to go to bed earlier. It's naturally transitioning for us as it gets darker to maybe not do all the things. It's kind of funny I say that because it's Christmas and all the holidays, Thanksgiving and everything during this time. But using this time to maybe get quiet, to journal, to reflect, to go a little bit deeper and optimize your sleep. And I feel like if people are able to do that and maybe just be cognizant, because this is also the time of year when the sugar consumption goes up quite considerably. And I think it's no coincidence that people tend to start feeling under the weather more during that time after that, that this could be a time to really honor yourself, eat foods within the season, like you were talking about so beautifully, the roasted vegetables, the soups, the stews, the cooked foods, the bone broths, and really going inward more and having more of that quiet time and honoring yourself. That could be a really great thing. So that's what I like to do as I transition into this season, is look for areas of where can I practice more self-care? Maybe where can I focus on my sleep more? And I think everybody has one area of their health and wellness that they kind of intuitively know, oh, I really need to work on that area. I would encourage them to maybe create some time and space to dig into that. You don't have to do all of these at once. You can pick one thing and build upon that.
I agree. I agree. And then we're recording this as in October, and I will try to get this launched within a few days of being October, because November 1st comes, and in the doTERRA world, that is crazy Christmas Day is what I like to call it. It is crazy Black Friday Christmas Day.
I call it doTERRA Hunger Games.
Oh my gosh, that is such a great idea. I was looking at the book and thinking about that I was doing a Facebook Live in my own private Facebook group, and I said, okay, please do not get mad if you log in and try to purchase. There is, we don't want to crash the website in purchasing the holiday items that go on November 1st. There is one that starts later. And so I made my predictions. Do you make your predictions of what will be selling out day one?
Oh goodness, there's so many good things this year. Maybe the dryer balls and the wintergreen from Nepal, because I know they've done dryer balls in the past and those have been really, really popular. I'm really looking forward to the heliochrysum in a roller.
Everyone's saying, so that is one of my predictions, is that the Balance, Serenity, and Helichrysum in a roller are you're going to want to grab your hands on those if you can.
But it's all magical. Like tea infused with essential oils. I mean, I don't know. I need them
December
all.
1st, and I'm already so excited. But I think the Yarrow Palm Travel Collection is a fabulous gift idea. And so when you look at the price point of that, it's actually done really well. But then at convention, I played around with the sheer butter collections and thought those
Were lovely.
those will possibly have them in the book right in front of me here. Those were so soft on your skin. And, us women will love our soft things. And that Serenity Linen Mist, if this sells out, I do have a, somewhere in my Facebook or in my YouTube channel, I do share the bedroom spray I like to make. Sort of like that, but a bedroom spray where you make a mist for the bedroom. So you can
that sounds lovely.
Yeah, I call it my bedroom spray. So you can kind of play around with what oils you want in your bedroom spray, depending on your mood. And so, but it is nice to put them on your linen and put them in your pillows and sleep a little bit softer, and then make it smell amazing in the bedroom. Not just for you, but for your animals also, because it's so calming to my dogs woke me up. We had a storm the other night, and they woke me up, and immediately I'm grabbing the lavender for their emotions, and so I can go back to sleep.
Oh, wow.
And
yeah.
Applying them, but I have a couple rescues, and so rescue animals, or it doesn't matter, even the non-rescue animals, if they're dogs, some even cats, you can support their emotions through storms as it gets into more of storm season too.
That's such a good tip.
A great idea but people ask me, I don't, you ever use any on your animals, any oils on animals?
I actually don't have animals. I don't have any pets. My husband is allergic, which is really sad because I grew up with pets. But I have a lot of my essential oilers that do and love them. I have one in particular. She's so sweet, and she trains dogs. And she does some amazing videos for our tribe showing how she does massages on her dogs, or she lets her dogs smell and they actually pick out which oil they want. It's pretty amazing how the dogs are intuitive too, and they will kind of let you know what they like or what they don't like, just like we do.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it is. It's a nice thing when they're not even feeling well. It's a way to support them just as it is for us. So let's see. I want to make sure I had all the questions, and then you as far as the business, we can just talk a little bit about the business. You weren't planning to do any of doTERRA as a business.
No, I actually swore that I would not.
You swore to yourself you would not.
Yes. I was like, nope, that's not for me. I don't know about this network marketing thing. I'm just here to love and use my oils. And for a year and a half, I loved and used my oils.
And so what changed in your mindset that you thought, well, I could do this more?
Honestly, it organically happened where people just started coming up and asking me and saying, hey, what are you doing? I'm noticing changes. Or my clients saying, hey, I'm struggling with sleep. Do you've got something for me? And I said, yeah, try this. And they reported back and said, I had the best sleep of my life. How do I get this? And I would say, hold on 1 second, let me go find out. And that's really how this started. And teaching one class a month out of my home. I'm very big in education, especially as a healthcare professional. We tend to be really big in education and teaching and supporting people. And I taught one class a month out of my home for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And it slowly started to grow. This was before we had Facebook Live or Instagram Live or any of the things. And then when those showed up, I started teaching a virtual class a month as well as an in-person class, and just continued and basically shared the lifestyle. And it slowly started that ripple effect and growing. And it's been a really beautiful, amazing thing. We have a global team now. So we have Oilers in the UK and Australia and Norway and South Africa and Canada. And it's been this amazing thing of this community, this tribe that people can help and support one another. I always say, it doesn't matter what time of day it is, post in our group and somebody will be up in somewhere in the world and they'll be able to help you. But I'm always so humbled to think that this community, this ripple effect started with one person being open to share and educate and support. And it's pretty amazing, that community, and how everybody has each other's back and they're helping and sharing what works for them. And I feel like that's a really beautiful thing about doTERRA's culture and what we provide as essential oil educators. That one, if you're buying your oils at the store, I wouldn't even call that an essential oil. That's a synthetic fragrance.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that synthetic fragrances are like the new secondhand smoke. But two, that support and the education is a really beautiful thing that people can come to doTERRA for, I think, because doTERRA is so big in the science and the education.
I agree. I told them it's a science company. They just do oils with it.
Exactly.
And all of us that are in science, I love it immensely, because there's so much talk about. The one thing from convention that we didn't discuss that I think was amazing was the science behind the turmeric, and the new capsules I think are really going to be a game changer with people. Um, where we're adding curcumin and turmeric essential oil together, and because oils will have that great synergy effect with the actual spice. And there's tons of people that are taking sometimes a turmeric they're buying at a health food store, and it's probably not having much of effect of what they want it to. And I have seen the difference in me with adding those in my regimen. And
Me too. I love it. I think it's nature knows best, right? And when we're using the entire plant, and when we take the best of those curcuminoids from the herb and the turmerones from the essential oil, and it's all about bioavailability, and it's all about what your body absorbs, and this beautiful combination allowing for this to be essentially 11 times more potent, 11 times better absorption. It's kind of mind blowing. And then I feel like adding copaiba, I'm a girl who will add copaiba to anything, is just enhancing it even more. It's pretty amazing.
that must be one of your favorites. And then this month where you can get it free must be like super excited for you.
Yes, all the things. I always need more copaiba. It's probably one of my favorite essential oils.
Yeah, it's been one where I love to add to making roller balls for certain stuff that always, it used to be Frank, and Frank is great, and I
Mm-hmm.
add my frankincense, but now I reach a lot more for my copaiba in a roller ball for a friend or something, or for even my pets too, because I make them the roller balls. I grab that oil, and it's been what it is. And to have more of it on stock is is super nice. I think become
Always a good thing.
an hoarder of oils, um, and that the new one that they had this month, if you're listening to this older, they had that yellow mandrum that we can't even buy that oil, but they gave it to us free this month if you ordered the right amount in PV or in product points. And it smells so yummy that I was like, I'm going to put it away because I don't know, I want to like hoard it. I don't know when I want to diffuse it. Like part of me really wants to diffuse it because I absolutely thought it smelled so yummy. But then part of me is like, oh, I just want to hoard it because I don't know if I'm ever going to see it again. Um, and
It's
I
a
get
beautiful oil.
it smells yummy to me. But then I've been using in the diffuser, you know, with tick and flu, or not tick, but just bug season. A lot of the citronella, a lot of the um, lemon eucalyptus. I love that in the diffuser. It smells great.
Hmm.
It's uplifting and it works amazing for the bug repellent. And you live in Texas in a humidity place, so it should be one you help make a spray bottle for people. It's a great idea for adding to your diffuser or making your own spray, and it's effective, very effective. I tried it today earlier, and we're out by the lake, and the lake has a lot more bugs, and it works so effective. Um,
Mm,
and I didn't put it as spray. I only put a couple drops on my wrists, and when I went for the walk with the dogs,
I
effective.
love it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
effective.
The lemon eucalyptus and citronella, you could do equal parts of each to make your own spray. Believe it or not, add some celery seed oil in there too. It's also extremely effective for controlling bugs.
Oh,
So I love adding in the celery seed with the citronella and the lemon eucalyptus too.
awesome. Now, as for you did physical therapy. So for our body and movement, and you say putting the oils on before a workout is going to have a better effect if we are those stiffer joints. And I did the deep blue though on the knee before hot yoga, and it was a little intense. So if you're going to hot yoga,
Yeah, that's driving the oils into your skin big time with the heat. Yeah.
uh-huh, uh-huh. I was like, this is a little more intense than what I thought with this class. Um, so
Oh, goodness.
yeah, because as I always take myself in the yoga, and I always like get stuck in a pose where I'm like, I don't think I can try this. And so I'll put on some oils to help me with my focus and mind too. That will make me go, no, this I can do more than I can tell my body I can do more than what my mind thinks I can and cannot do.
Mm.
And I have a joint that doesn't like that is can be stiff and issues. And so I thought, well, I'll put now I'm deciding maybe just a little less or try something a little different because it was a little warm um, on my knee before hot yoga.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Maybe try some copaiba and frankincense or
Mhm.
lemongrass, maybe something a little bit different. But I love that you're tuning into your body and listening to and honoring that.
Yeah, because I think that the oils are great in our mind and opening up that we put limitations on ourselves and
Hmm.
and not just our physical and what we can and can't do physically. We do that a lot, but even in other areas of our life. And the oils emotionally can help us get out of that space in our head.
Mm.
And
So
so
well said. I came to the world of oils for the physical support, but it's actually the emotional piece that's been my favorite way to use them.
the same with me. Um, it was the same thing. They do so much great physically, but then I'm diving almost more and more into the emotional side of it and going, wow, you know, they they're so impactful for balancing and opening my mindset and helping me clear things out.
Hmm.
Um, and supportive in that way. And I've seen that with people on my team too. So that's pretty impactful that they're, and that because of them, being open and honest too about the oils and helping them with their emotions has made me really go, well, I need to address certain areas of my emotions or certain areas of my mindset that I need to, I had Melinda on the podcast, and she has that book about anchoring your strengths with oils and making the right
Hmm.
oil so you can anchor it and you can use those when you are working with certain parts of your body, which is pretty cool. You have
I
her
was
book,
going to say, I think I have it.
her
I
book.
know I have it. It may be right with me, but I was going to see if I could glance and grab it real quick to show it, but I guess it's on the other bookshelf, but it's a good book.
It is a good book. We're promoting her book, but it's a good book when you're working on your strengths and you're working on your mindset. It's important. and then how to anchor those oils with it. It's a very good book. So I love it for that. I love that you have a library of books back there. I mean, it's so cool. I
Yes.
see that you are all about education and science and support, and that you're constantly in an education so that you can, it's not even probably even about you, but there's her book.
There it
Oh,
is. Ask and you shall receive, right? It's just so funny as we were talking about the books. I was like, there, if anybody's looking for it.
yeah. And then it's a way, really, I think that we never stop learning, and that's the power of managing and incorporating your health. So like I was telling you before we started recording, that I was reading Undoctored, and he goes, no more than your physician about your health. And he's like, why healthcare has failed you and how you become smarter than your doctor. And I think
Mm.
this is so cool hearing this actually from a cardiologist who goes, you know what, you own your health. Don't just go put it in someone's hands who has a doctorate behind their name or whatever. You be the educator of your health, and it starts with you. So that's my big thing. This is why we have the podcast, we have the YouTube channel. We want to make sure we're empowering people, that they are making those steps and educating and supporting the little things that they do in their life every single day add up and add up. And if you are in a place physically or mentally in your health and you want to make a change in that, it is the little things you do every day. And it is the
Mm.
little things that we incorporate into our lives. And it is a great thing to work with a health coach or to work with someone, a wellness advocate that will really be supportive in your health journey, your mental health and your physical health. So thanks for coming on and sharing your story and your it's funny because I know someone who's had that same issue you talked about. It's very rare, right? It's you said Desmond tumor or something.
A desmoid tumor, yeah, also known as an aggressive fibromatosis.
Yes,
Very rare,
I know
2 to
someone.
4 out of a million people.
I have a friend who has done it, who was looking into all sorts of things for it too. The same thing as you.
Mm.
So
Oh, wow.
I've you said it, I immediately thought of this person. Um, and so I know exactly what it is, because people people will come and tell me some health issue, and I sometimes don't know it. I have to go look it up in a medical,
Mm.
just like just like a physician or whatever would, they would have to go look it up if it's some very rare medical condition,
Hmm.
and read it up in the medical literature. And being that we're both in healthcare, it's really great that we're making the transition into, I think we're going to impact more people's lives. And I just think if somebody would share our stuff, or they decide to be a sharer in the business side, just to support other people, there's somebody out there waiting for what you have,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
support and making those changes with their health. I know it because I was one of them beforehand.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it's all about, right? You can be the inspiration for
Hmm.
other people, to inspire them that maybe there's another way, or maybe I could try something new and it might help me.
Yeah, and I really sort of think that's cute in the background. I know if you're listening, you cannot hear it or see this, but what is that little thing that is to the right by your diffuser? This big bottle, the big bottle.
This, yeah, it's actually my diffuser.
No, it is
Um,
the diffuser.
yeah, it's which is kind of neat. It's a little
You're
doTERRA bottle
neat.
diffuser. And a sweet Crossline friend of mine actually gave this to me as a gift, and it says doTERRA, it says Dr. Laura, and then our tribe is the All's Well That Oils Well tribe. So she has the All's Well That Oils Well blend, but it's kind of
That
cute.
is so cute. Super cute. We're always into cute diffusers, of course.
Oh, thank you. Yes, this is a gift, and I just thought it was the neatest thing. What a cool thing.
Well, awesome. Well, again, I just wanted to thank you for your time, for like kind of sharing your little trips and tips, and that oils are for everybody. And don't knock the business side of it. Also, don't knock being a sharer or someone who can really make light in the world, because that's what a wellness advocate is. They're really bringing light to someone else's life, one person at a time.
Yeah, it can change everything for you. It's been such a blessing for my own health and healing to be able to work from home. I actually feel like I can help and impact more people now than I did with just being limited to seeing X number of patients per day.
Hmm.
And it's been this really amazing thing of touching so many lives and changing so many lives, and you being rewarded with that too, and having that time freedom when you need. I never had control of my schedule before, and I realized that that is such a precious gift. So yeah, thank you so much for having me here. If anybody is open, they can find me over on Facebook at Dr. Laura Ricci. I have a Facebook education group. It's open to all called Learning with Dr. Laura. You can search and I'll add you in. I teach a free health and wellness class in there once a month, which is really fun. I'm over on YouTube at Dr. Laura Ricci, and you can or search my name, and also on Instagram at Dr. Laura Ricci. So you can find me in all the places, and I share a lot of free education content, videos, classes, things like that.
Awesome. I will link those all in the show notes too. And thanks for, yeah, because I probably have stumbled across your videos on YouTube at one point, as I've supported any other wellness advocate ever. It's really cool because I was talking to another wellness advocate who wants to start a YouTube, and she's in a different country, and so I was supporting her how to start it. And it's not going to be in English, and our conversations back and forth has been great to see it, and to see it in other languages and other teams and other people grow in other countries and things like that. I have some UK members also, so, and
Oh, that's amazing.
I have some UK and some Canada and some other looking to grow outside the US. I mean, the bigger the better for everybody, because you're just one person. We can only affect so many people. If we can help it ripple, that's what we want it to do. We want it to ripple. We want to get every oil in every home. The opportunity is there for people, so it's awesome. Again, thank you for being on this channel and sharing your story and your uses. There's a whole bunch of tips. I think we'll conquer this one as sleep is a must.
I love it.
Concentrate on your sleep. So
It's important.
it is. I realized that a couple nights ago, because I'm gluten sensitive and I got gluten in my life, and it woke me up. My stomach issues woke me up, and the next day I could tell my focus wasn't quite there as well as it should be, because my sleep wasn't where it should be.
It makes a difference.
And
Yeah.
so, yes, so it is something that if someone's working on, at least you have a lot of tips now with this episode of really being impactful and helping your sleep. I thought one other thing is making sure you're not looking at your blue light device, and you have that cell phone away and away from you so many hours beforehand. There's lots of studies that light, there's the new studies about blue light, blue light, but not our cell phones and our TVs. So
Definitely. That's a good tip.
yeah, I was reading all about light therapy for a while. So, but yeah, if somebody looks at taking care of their sleep naturally, they're going to find a massive amount of things they can do that really will help move the needle. So, and increase the sleep. And you've seen success, and I've seen success. So, thank you for being on the podcast and the YouTube channel. And I look forward to maybe seeing you in person at one of the events.
Yes, it's my pleasure. I would love that. Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm going to hit